Yeah, I just thought I'd do a video on it. Another topic, and that's feeling like a failure. And it's no secret that I feel exactly like this way. Like I feel like a failure. People that have come across my videos in the past might think that I'm quite negative about things, have a negative outlook on life. But just feeling like a failure. Like I've done fairly well in education. I struggled in like high school. I didn't really do well academically there. I did all okay in college until like the last year, and ended up going to university doing an animation degree, which has been a struggle. But I managed to get a decent degree out of it. I got a second class degree, which is the most successful I've been in anything. But when it comes to doing an animation degree, throughout the whole 3 years of me doing that degree, I've always questioned, am I doing the right degree? Why have I done animation? I did an art course before doing an animation degree. I was always flirted with like the creative arts. And usually people specialise in one specific art form, whether that you're a graphic designer, a photographer, a painter, or so on. And I was never like that. I couldn't make my mind up what sort of art form I specialised in. I just wanted to give everything a go. Like at college, I tried photography, I did graphic design, I did painting. I think where my skills came naturally, it was probably graphic design. Whereas I had a natural graphic eye where my that's where my talent lied. Probably that's where my strengths was the most. But I didn't really feel like doing a graphic design course at university or pursuing it really as a career. It sounded boring. Only liked doing graphic design for myself. For example, I did a graphic design project where I designed craft beer cans. So that's what I was interested in. Yeah, I could possibly do that for a living, but I don't know if I'm stimulated enough at this rate to do that. And now I've got probably got better facilities to do better designs for that. But ultimately, I just feel like I'm not really bothered about a career in that in a minute. But I thought I'd do an animation degree because, well, originally I wanted to do an illustration and an animation degree, but I ended up doing animation. But I think I should have done both illustration with animation, so I got best of both worlds really. But yeah, I did an animation degree, which is very graphic, got a lot of graphic design qualities in it, but it's it's different. It's a film degree mostly. So like you do computer graphics, and when it comes to animation, you got three like specific art forms of animation where it's either stop motion, which is like Wallace and Gromit sort of stuff, 3D animation, which is like Pixar, or like Shrek, where it's digitally 3D animation, or that's 2D. And I was more comfortable with the 2D animation. Well, yeah, throughout that course I did struggle. It didn't come naturally to me. I never had any previous experience doing animation, but I got used to it and I got a pretty good degree at the end, which was a 2-1. But I leave university and it's then, yeah, now what? I've earned my degree, I've earned my education, I got my qualifications, but it ultimately feels like a failure because I've not pursued it. I've been unemployed for quite a long time. Since leaving university, I've only done voluntary work. So it kind of ultimately feels like a failure. I'm, but I've been thinking about it today, and I think I am glad I put that time and effort into getting a degree, getting an education, even though it feels like a waste of time, and possibly, probably is a waste of time. But I'm glad I've done it. I've got something to say about myself. It's proven I can do something. I'm not thick. Because at the minute, if you watch my previous videos, you probably know my current circumstances where I've got mentally ill and I'm in supported living and I've got Asperger's. So you kind of set up to feel like you're nothing, you're worthless, you can't do anything, you're not capable of anything. And that's soul destroying. It doesn't make you feel good. But I've got into that in past videos. So ultimately, naturally, I'm going to feel like I'm a failure. That's it. I could try and find a job, but I'm in the system. If I find a job, I could lose my benefits. I could lose my house. So it feels like it's a trap. I have a plan to try and find a job. I might try and pursue my degree, which I've mentioned in previous videos, but yeah, just ultimately I feel like I'm just a failure. Like, this is as good as it gets now. I'm unemployed technically. Well, I do voluntary work, which isn't a bad thing really. I work in a theatre, I do front of house work in a theatre. But I've been hearing a lot of people say these degrees are useless, they're a waste of time, they're not what they once were. And the education system don't teach you about the real world, just the usual shit. Stuff I've mentioned, like in my previous videos. Struggling with loneliness. It's just negative things that ultimately makes you feel like I'm a failure. A failure in life. Because like this life's hard, it's too hard. Don't know who's to blame. I blame myself a lot of the time. Can I blame the system? Because it's so hard to get a job. The system is rigged against you. They just want you to do shit you're not interested in, which has never worked out for me. because I'm not interested in doing jobs that I'm not interested in. I think normal people just walk into a job and get on with it. Normies like my sister, nice girl, but she's a normie at the end of the day. She's got a degree as well, but I don't think she's exactly pursued her degree, which is like a psychology degree. I'm not sure if she uses it in her job, but she's doing like a job for like a council to do with, I don't know, broken homes, abusive families. So I don't know. I feel like maybe it's got something to do with a degree, but I don't think it really has. I think she's mentioned it's not really to do with a degree. But I don't think she needed that degree to do what she's doing. So it was like, well, so do I. Like I said, I think I'm glad I've got my degree. It's proven I can do something I can say about myself, but ultimately, does it matter? Might make me feel a bit better about myself. Because if I didn't have that degree, I'd probably feel worse than I am now. I'd probably feel even more worthless. Because there was a time where I nearly gave up on college. Just sacked it in because I didn't like it. It worked for me. There's a bit of me that thinks maybe I should have went out and got experience instead. But I probably would have just felt worse. I would have felt like less lower in confidence. Because that's another thing I struggle with, my confidence. I think like school made me feel like I was thick, that probably weren't good enough. Because I had Asperger's, I had a label, and probably told people like me and many other people, why don't you do something a bit easier instead, setting me up to fail basically. Yeah, and I've got a plan to try and maybe pursue my degree. I've mentioned it in previous videos where I might try and approach a few animation studios, see if they're willing to take me on as a volunteer. Don't know if that'll get me anywhere, but that's my plan. See where that takes me in the next couple of years, because I feel like if I'm still here in the next 10 years in supported living, something's not right. Something's gone wrong. I've been set up by the system to go the complete opposite direction to where I was heading, and that's not right. I think that because I have that label, it's easier for them to do that, to control, make you feel a certain way. I think the government just wants to control us at the end of the day. But yeah, not just with work, with loneliness, not being invited out, just all that sort of shit. It's just you feel like you're not good enough. Yeah, feel like I'm just waffling on shit I've mentioned before in other videos, really, but rehashing them in a new way. But I think these videos, I just want to get things off my chest. It's a kind of therapy for me, and hopefully someone might just find my video that just relates. Because I'm not really expecting a large audience. I'm just quite happy with a handful of people. But yeah, I don't know if I've got anything else to say about that. So yeah, just catch you in another video.